Well, tonight we're doing songs that take an unexpected turn or are themselves unexpected. And I'm starting with this very old one called Dabbling in the Dew. Dabbling in the dew makes the milkmaids fair. And we have your standard folk situation where a fellow has run across the cutest milkmaid he's ever seen. And within a couple verses, he's proposing. And what's unexpected is her reaction. Oh, where are you going to, my pretty little dear, with your red rosy cheeks and your coal black hair? I'm going a-milking, kind sir, she answered me, and it's dabbling in the dew makes the milkmaids fair. Oh, may I go with you, my pretty little dear, with your red rosy cheeks and your coal black hair? Oh, you may go with me, kind sir, she answered me, and it's dabbling in the dew makes the milkmaids fair. If I should chance to kiss you, my pretty little dear, with your red rosy cheeks and your coal black hair, the wind may take it off again, kind sir, she answered me, and it's dabbling in the dew makes the milkmaids fair. Oh, say, will you marry me, my pretty little dear, with your red rosy cheeks and your coal black hair? Oh, well, if you please, I suppose, she answered me, and it's dabbling in the dew makes the milkmaids fair. Oh, will you be constant, my pretty little dear, with your red rosy cheeks and your coal black hair? Oh, that I cannot promise you, kind sir, she answered me, and it's dabbling in the dew makes the milkmaids fair. Then I will not marry you, my pretty little dear, with your red rosy cheeks and your coal black hair. Well, nobody asked you, kind sir, she answered me, and it's dabbling in the dew makes the milkmaids fair. I love that. Nobody asked you. Just let me get on with the milking, please, without all these random proposals in the middle of the street. This next song is, in fact, about the unexpected. I wrote it back in 2021, pandemic times, and it was inspired by the aftermath of an estate sale my husband and I had for his mother's apartment, and at the end of it we thought we'd sold everything, but no, there was still a kitchen drawer full of knives, and we thought, oh no, but John grabbed a little travel suitcase and we dumped the whole drawer right in there and closed it up and brought it to Goodwill. So the suitcase full of knives is not what they expected at Goodwill, and it's almost nothing is what we have expected recently. So here's Suitcase Full of Knives. Leftover knives, all sizes and conditions, some dull as despair, some sharp as regret. Leftover knives on an unexpected journey, from a drawer in a kitchen to a charity bin. Drop 'em in a suitcase so they can travel safely, hidden in the dark like a secret vow. Suitcase full of knives, not what you expected. Careful now. Head full of knives, rattling and clattering, slicing up the hours, dicing up the days. Heart full of knives and a pocket full of tetanus, serrated edges and a rusted soul. Drop 'em in a suitcase so they can travel safely, hidden in the dark like a secret vow. Suitcase full of knives, not what you expected. Careful now. You wanna be careful now. Daring and pairing, leave that stuff behind now. Take only what you need, only what fits. A honing stone will be your best friend now. You'd better look sharp for the coming days. Drop 'em in a suitcase so they can travel safely, hidden in the dark like a secret vow. Suitcase full of knives, not what you expected. Careful now. You better be careful now. Be careful now. Well, every year, in August, I go off to the Isles of Shoals, Star Island, and have just a fabulous time at this conference center. And it's off Cape Ann, which is, there's Cape Cod down South Shore, and then there's Cape Ann on the North Shore. And for centuries, in and around Cape Ann and Gloucester, people saw a sea serpent. As far back as the 1600s. And in the 1800s, the newspapers reported hundreds of people saw this creature in Gloucester Harbor, and that he was dubbed his snake ship, like his lordship, his snake ship. So this is the great sea serpent of Cape Ann. All hail his snake ship, the great sea serpent of Cape Ann. Long may his tail flip, the great sea serpent of Cape Ann. Oh, ye may scoff, and ye may grin, and think the serpent is not genuine. But many eyes on sea and shore have seen a sight they never saw before. All hail his snake ship, the great sea serpent of Cape Ann. Long may his tail flip, the great sea serpent of Cape Ann. Way back in 1638, John Josselin did contemplate a firing at this beast, but then his hand was stayed by an Indian. All hail his snake ship, the great sea serpent of Cape Ann. Long may his tail flip, the great sea serpent of Cape Ann. In August 1817, in Gloucester Bay the mighty snake was seen. He was as long, one skipper swore, as the mainmast of a 74. All hail his snake ship, the great sea serpent of Cape Ann. Long may his tail flip, the great sea serpent of Cape Ann. The chase was on, rewards to win, but no net ever held the likes of him. For custom fees he was not seized, but entered port any time he pleased. All hail his snake ship, the great sea serpent of Cape Ann. Long may his tail flip, the great sea serpent of Cape Ann. 'Tis many years since he was seen, methinks that he prefers his water clean. As motors roar and traffic grows, to all our folly he's turned up his nose. All hail his snake ship, the great sea serpent of Cape Ann. Long may his tail flip, the great sea serpent of Cape Ann. Well, out on the Isles of Shoals on Star Island, for many years I've been going to a week-long conference, and one of the features of this conference is that there are people who rise at dawn and jump into the Atlantic Ocean, and they are called polar bears. And there's a tremendous competition to get more polar bears than any other conference that has happened during the summer. Well, I myself am not a polar bear. In fact, I am a confirmed polar chicken. I never rise at dawn or any other time and leap into the Atlantic Ocean. It's much too cold. And so I began, since the polar bears get, trinkets and rewards and beads on their necklaces, I started handing out rewards for not jumping into the Atlantic. And then a couple years ago, I wrote a song called Chickens and Bears, where I muse on the fact that as a chicken, I'm married to a polar bear, and it's okay. We get along just fine. So here is Chickens and Bears. About a dozen miles off the Portsmouth coast, a pretty little island is our annual host. We play beside the ocean and talk ourselves blue, and we fall into our beds when the day is through. When the sun comes up, some hear the call to jump into the ocean with no breakfast at all. That water is icy, these people don't care, for every single one is a polar bear. There's another kind of shoulder with an opposite urge to stay warm and dry and never ever submerge. These people are happy and never panic-stricken, as calm as can be is your polar chicken. Now you might think that the bears and the chickens would promote their positions and argue like the dickens, but out on Star they get along just fine, from the welcoming cookies to the auld lang syne. Polar opposites are chickens and bears, each follows their bliss and nobody cares. Unlikely companions, but affection is theirs, for opposites attract like chickens and bears. Every now and then a bear and a chicken fall in love with each other, and the plot does thicken. But even though one takes the plunge and one would rather sleep, they persevere and their love runs deep. And all the bears are welcome if they so desire to transform into chickens as their needs require. And chickens can be bears for a single morn and go right back to roosting. It's all quite free form. Polar opposites are chickens and bears, each follows their bliss, and nobody cares. Unlikely companions, but affection is theirs, for opposites attract like chickens and bears. So here's to the bears who jump into the ocean, and here's to the chickens who shudder at the notion. They love their useless trinkets that reward their goals. Long may they collect them on the Isles of Shoals. For the way of Star Island is an open heart. Our differences are cherished and don't keep us apart. The bears love the chickens and the chickens requite. We did come back, they cry as they reunite. Polar opposites are chickens and bears, each follows their bliss and nobody cares. Unlikely companions, but affection is theirs, for opposites attract like chickens and bears. If you don't know about Star Island, I encourage you to go to the website, look for, starisland.org, Isles of Shoals, and there's a whole website. You can come for a week, you can come for a weekend, you can come for an afternoon. But it is a truly unique and remarkable place. Well, on to another unexpected song. In 2018, I got a phone call from a fellow in Texas who had grown up in the little town of Marlin, Marlin. And he loved his little town, which had a great history and lots of things happened there, but he felt like it was not getting as much tourist attraction as it should. So he asked me to write a song about Marlin, Texas. And I said, well, okay. And then I looked it up, and there were all kinds of things. It used to be a spa with mineral springs, and there was a lot of blues music sung there. And the real claim to fame of Marlin is that one of its residents, Cecil Brant Jameson, made it into the Guinness Book of World Records because he always held a little flower in his mouth all the time that he was awake, I guess, unless he was eating. Okay, we're not sure why he did this, but I guess it was a friendly gesture toward the universe. So anyway, with a little bit of a twang, here's Come Visit Marlin, Darlin'. If you're fond of history, come visit Marlin, darlin'. There's lots of lovely stuff to see. Come visit Marlin, darlin'. Nice old houses line the streets. Restaurants dish out tasty eats. Come get yourself some Texas treats. Come visit Marlin, darlin'. Up in the east we're sittin' pretty. Come visit Marlin, darlin'. About a half an hour from Waco City. Come visit Marlin, darlin'. In the 1830s, Viesca was a fort. It became a trading post they called Buck Snort. Last chance drinks were quaffed by the quart. Come visit Marlin, darlin'. Mineral strings bubble up in town. Come visit Marlin, darlin'. Used to be a cure for the broken down. Come visit Marlin, darlin'. Now the falls on the Brazos is the place to play. Fishing, camping, hiking all the livelong day. Herons and eagles and the bold blue jay. Come visit Marlin, darlin'. Corner musicians sang 20s tunes. Come visit Marlin, darlin'. Blind Willie Johnson played gospel blues. Come visit Marlin, darlin'. Now there's great music at the Buck Snort Saloon. A play at the Palace will make you swoon. Stroll downtown by the light visit Marlin, darling. One Marlin fellow with a friendly smile, come visit Marlin, darling. Always held a flower in his mouth for style, come visit Marlin, darling. Cecil Brant Jameson was his name, he only took it out when mealtime came. That bachelor's button was his claim to fame, come visit Marlin, darling. So if you're somewhere in the neighborhood, come visit Marlin, darling. Drop on by for something good, come visit Marlin, darling. Our little town is more than okay, check us out on your next holiday. You may find that you want to stay, come visit Marlin, darling. Come visit Marlin, darling. Back before I was married, I had been out with a guy for 5 years or so and decided our relationship was like a shark. I think this is a line from Annie Hall. It's got to keep swimming or it dies. We had our dead shark on our hands. So, but then it was 5 more years. I mean, there were some dates in there, but 5 more years until I met John, who saved me from a life of solitude and dissatisfaction. I mean, this song, the subtitle is I Can't Get No Satisfaction. So here is Spider, which is set in a little cottage where a young woman is spinning at her spinning wheel, and she sees a spider in the corner. So she asks it for some advice about her love life. Here's Spider. Spider, spider, satisfied, weave your web here by my side. Spin some secrets in the air. I may use them if I dare. Everyone just lets me be. Stay and keep me company. Just like me, you sit and spin. We're sisters of the spindle pin. Spider, spider, tell me true. How do your men come to you? Do you catch them in your web? Love them in your silky bed. See that man, he walks alone, born with sins he can't atone. Teach me how to spin him around, reel him in and lay him down. Spider, spider, satisfied, weave your web here by my side. Spin some secrets in the air. I may And this song has the wonderful example of how folk songs cloak their stories in metaphor. And in this case, it's the game of cards. It's just a simple game of cards. The game of cards. As I was a-walking one midsummer's morning, I heard the birds whistle and the nightingales play. And there did I spy a beautiful maiden as I was a-walking all on the highway. Oh, where are you going, my sweet pretty darling? Oh, where are you going so early this morn? She said, I'm going down to visit my neighbors. I'm going down to Warwick, the place I was born. It's may I come with you, my dear lovely lassie, may I go along in your sweet company. Then she turned her head and smiling all at me, said, you may come with me, kind sir, if you please. Well, we had not been walking but a few miles together before this young damsel began to show free. She sat herself down, saying, sit down beside me. The games we will play shall be 1, 2, and 3. I said, my dear lady, if you're fond of the game, and there's one game I know I would like you to learn. The game, it is called the game of all fours. So I took out me pack and began the first turn. She cut the cards first, and I fell a dealin'. I dealt her a deuce and myself the poor jack. She led of her ace and stole my jack from me, saying jack is the card I like best in your pack. Since I dealt the last time, it's your turn to shuffle, and my turn to show the best card in the pack. Once more she'd the ace and the deuce for to beat me. Once more I had lost when I laid down poor Jack. So I took up me hat and I bade her good morning. I said, you're the best that I know at this game. She answered, young man, if you come back tomorrow, we'll play the game over and over and over again. If you've heard of a child ballad, Francis Child was a man who traveled around and collected folk songs, and he noticed there were lots of variations, but certain plots kept happening over and over. And he numbered the plots. There were like 250 or something. So this is Child Ballad 112. In his version, it was called The Baffled Knight. And the knight was baffled because he runs across a lady fair all alone in the woods. And instead of doing what most men would have done, he behaves like a perfect gentleman and sees her back home to her father's castle. And then she slips in ahead of him and slams the gate in his face and says, well, that was all fine and good, but don't you think it would have been better to kiss me? She might have run away with him. So he's baffled because he just doesn't know the eternal question of what is it that women want. In this case, she didn't want a perfect gentleman. Well, here's a version called The Shepherd Lad. And once again, he comes across a lady, and somehow his fine behavior is not rewarded. So, anyway. And what I love about it is it's a wonderful recognition that women also enjoy a roll in the hay. They're not pure virtuous vessels on high. They are human beings. So here's the Shepherd Lad. Once there was a shepherd lad kept sheep upon the hill, and he's laid his pipe and crook aside, and there he slept his fill. He woke on a riverbank on a fine May morning, and there he spied a lady swimming in the clothes that she was born in. So he raised his head from his green bed, and he approached the maid. "Put on your clothes, my dear," he said, "and do not be afraid. 'Tis fitter for a lady fair to sew a silken seam than to rise on a fine May morning and swim against the stream." "Well, if you'll not touch my mantle and you'll leave my clothes alone, then I'll give you all the gold, sir, that you can carry home." "I'll not touch your mantle and I'll leave your clothes alone, but I'll take you out of the clear water, my dear, to be my own." So he's ta'en her out of the clear water and dried her in his arms. "Put on your clothes, my dear," he says, "and hide your bounteous charms." He set her on a milk-white steed, himself upon another, and all along the way they rode, like sister and like brother. They rode up to her father's gate, and she's tirled at the pin, and ready stood a porter there to let the fair maid in. When the gates were opened, so nimbly she stepped in. She said, "You are a fool without, and I'm a maid within. My father has a rooster fine, the barnyard he doth claim, but all the hens he leaves alone, I fear you're just the same. There's a fine old proverb for to learn would do you good. He that will not when he might, he should not when he would." So fare thee well, my modest boy, I thank you for your care. But had you done as you desired, I'd never have left you there. I will sew no silken seam on a fine May morning. You can bide your time till your time runs out, so take this as fair warning. I will sew no silken seam on a fine May morning. You can bide your time till your time runs out, take this as fair warning. I just find that delightful. You know, she says, "Well, if you'd were moved upon your instincts, who knows? I might have run away with you. But now you'll never see me again." I don't know. These songs are drastic. And then I have no idea where the horses suddenly came from. They've got two horses to ride. I don't know. These songs are put together from different pieces here and there. I have a daughter who lives in Flagstaff, Arizona, with her husband of a year or so, a little over a year. And even before they got married, they were together, and they have a dog named Ellie that they just adore. They call her she is their baby angel princess guy. But she wanted those words in a song because Ellie looks just like a black lab, except she has a gray tongue. So they had a genetic test done on the dog, and it turns out she's half purebred Great Pyrenees, which is a huge white fluffy dog, and the other half is a wild mix of different breeds. So Ellie, none of which are Labradors. So Ellie is masquerading as a lab. So they had a party to celebrate, and they did the big reveal. And we were visiting, so I wrote this song in honor of Ellie, who is not a black lab. She is quite unexpectedly other things. So here's Ellie. Her mama was a purebred Great Pyrenees. Her daddy had a heritage of various breeds. How they got together, we'll never ever know. But here's our lovely Eleanor, the star of the show. Ellie's happy, we can tell. She's rolling around in the grass and the sand and the snow. Ellie, we're under her spell. She's such a darling girl and we love her so. Aaron found her in a shelter, as frightened as can be. She hid at first but fell in love eventually. And then along came Laura to cuddle every night. Now she's their baby angel princess, everything's alright. Ellie's happy, we can tell. She's rolling around in the grass and the sand and the snow. Ellie, we're under her spell. She's such a darling girl and we love her so. Ellie loves to hike and to chew on bones and sticks. When she gets a treat, she licks and licks and licks. She broke her leg a while ago, but it's all better now. She zooms around so rapidly, all we can say is wow. She loves to play with Mango, the lab who lives next door. She loves it when there's parties, for food will hit the floor. She loves her Auntie Rosie and other friends who visit. She says hello to everyone, her manners are exquisite. Ellie, happy we can tell. She's rolling around in the grass and the sand and the snow. Ellie, we're under her spell. She's such a darling girl and we love her so. You may wonder why she has a tongue that is so dark. Her dad was partly Chow Chow and his genes made their mark. She's also partly Pit Bull and German Shepherd too. Some Rottweiler and Husky, but she's Ellie through and through. All those breeds are known for defending their home ground. When Ellie first met Laura's folks, she didn't mess around. She snapped at her mom quite rudely, and then she bit her dad. But now they have declared a truce, of that we are so glad. Ellie's happy, we can tell. She's rolling around in the grass and the sand and the snow. Ellie, we're under her spell. She's such a darling girl, and we love her so. Back in the 1600s, Louis the XIV wanted to fill New France, his colony in North America, with lots of Frenchmen, but there weren't many women there. So he offered to pay the dowries of any maidens of France who would sail across the ocean and marry the settlers. And quite a few of them did, and I can trace my line back to quite a few of them. These are like my 9th great-grandmothers, and by the time you get back that far, you've got 1,000 relatives. It's truly astounding. But there they are, these women who agreed to go. And back in those days, there were lots of superstitions, and one was that the first one to get into bed on the wedding night would be the first to die. So I've written a song in which some Fidowa are chatting the morning after their weddings, which happened pretty quickly. And yeah, it'll unfold from there. come sit by me, mes amis, let's have some wine. Pray tell to me your stories, and I will tell you mine. Just yesterday we stood at the altar for to wed. No more, mademoiselle, now we have become mesdames instead. How do you like your husbands? Do they treat you well? I'm sure we all have interesting tales to tell. Are you still glad we came to live in this new France? The tune is called And Surely We Must Learn to Dance. When we were still a-sailing across the ocean blue, a-sailing to Quebec where the women are so few, we three agreed that whatever happened on the shore, we'd be as merry friends as we had been before. So now we want to share what we most want to know. What happened when your bridegroom took off his chapeau? For everybody knows the saying that's no lie, the first to bed will surely be the first to die. Jeanne, we want to know, what did you decide to do? There's not much to tell, you can see I'm black and blue. I tried to push him in, but the same idea had he. We pushed all night, it seems that he's just as strong as me. And when we saw the sun come up, we stopped to rest. I made us both some crepes, he said they were the best. I am content we came to live in this new France. The tune is called And Surely We Shall Learn to Dance. Marguerite, my dear, now it is your turn to tell. Did you and your new husband push till dawn as well? No, oh no, my man suggested that we sleep on the floor. The blankets kept us warm and he didn't even snore. So neither of us was the first to get in bed. Our fate will stay a mystery till one is dead. I am content we came to live in this new France. The tune is called And Surely We Must Learn to Dance. Now, Marie, let's hear about you and Jean-Baptiste. Did you sleep on the floor till the sun rose in the east? No, we decided that since we'd live on earth as one, we'd rise as one to heaven when our life here is done. He held my hand and gently gave to me a kiss, and then we jumped together into wedded bliss. I'm very glad we came to live in this new France. The tune is called And Surely We Shall Learn to Dance. So now the bottle's empty and we must go home. We all are married ladies now and should not roam. But don't forget, bon ami, in this new France, I hear the music playing, now it's time to dance. The next one is about a most unexpected woman named Deborah Samson, S-A-M-S-O-N. And she managed to serve in the Continental Army at the end of the Revolution, disguised as a man. And she got away with it because she was very tall, taller than many men at the time, taller than most women. She was very strong and fit. And back then, there were no entrance physicals. Nobody ever took all their clothes off. Poor people usually only had the clothes they were standing in. So, and the army was desperate for people. So So here is the ballad of Deborah Sampson. Oh, Deborah Gannett is my name, but my maiden name was Sampson. 'Tis among the poor that I was born, of luxuries we had none. And when I was 8, my old dad ran off, leaving too many mouths for feeding. I was sent to work on a Middleborough farm where 10 children needed keeping. Endless work in the house and plot, not a single girl in the whole wild lot. I was tall as an oaken tree. I was tall and as strong as can be. Bold as a spark in my blue, blue eyes, looking sharp for the fight for liberty. Well, I grew up fast and I grew up strong, made those boys walk a narrow line. When they came from school, sure I was no fool, all their lessons soon were mine. And at age 18, when I left the farm, I was working at the school. And I wove and spun all around the town after teaching the golden rule. It was 2 long years since the war began, and I longed to fight just like any man. I was tall as an oaken tree. I was tall and as strong as can be. Bold as a spark in my blue, blue eyes, looking sharp for the fight for liberty. How we all did cheer when we heard the news that at Yorktown we had won. But the blasted Tories, they would not quit, and the fighting lingered on. Oh, they cried for men faithful to the end, and I felt my heart a-stirrin'. Why should I stay home when my country needed its newborn rights securin'? I put off my skirts, made myself a pack, signed a made-up name, and I ne'er looked back. I was tall as an oaken tree. I was tall and as strong as can be. Bold as a spark in my blue, blue eyes, looking sharp for the fight for liberty. Well, in 82 I marched off to fight. Rubber Shirtlift became my name. I was known as a brave and a faithful lad as we tried the foe to tame. Then near Tarrytown I was wounded sore, my head cut by a saber, and a musket ball lodging in my thigh, awaiting bloody labor. When the cut was stitched, I away did come, did the rest myself with a knife and a rum. I was tall as an oaken tree. I was tall and as strong as can be. Bold as a spark in my blue, blue eyes, looking sharp for the fight for liberty. Well, they found me out and I went back home, though they mourned to lose such a soldier. They sent me off with a rousing cheer and a discharge filled with honor. I put on my skirts, settled down to wed, had 3 babes plus 1 a foundling. We were very poor, but old Paul Revere gave the governor a hounding. He said as a vet I should have my due. Hancock signed my pension in 92. I was tall as an oaken tree. I was tall and as strong as can be. Bold as a spark in my blue, blue eyes, looking sharp for the fight for liberty. Oh, I traveled round when my babes were grown for to earn some ready money. Wore my soldier duds, told my soldier tale. Oh, they came like flies to honey. And my story spread all across the land, though the lies they told were many. I was just a brand new American, fury bound to do her duty. And as I grow old, how I oft recall the adventures I ne'er trade at all. I was tall as an oaken tree. I was tall and as strong as can be. Bold as a spark in my blue, blue eyes, looking sharp for the fight for liberty, for liberty. Well, the unexpected thing about this is that I play it on the dulcimer. Shouldn't be able to play Stevie Ray Vaughan on the lap dulcimer, but I'm going to do it, by gum. This is Pride and Joy from 1982. Well, you heard about love giving sight to the blind. My baby's loving cause the sun to shine. He's my sweet little thing. He's my pride and joy. I'm a sweet little baby. He's my little lover boy. Yeah, I love my baby, heart and soul. Love like ours, I won't never grow old. He's my sweet little thing. He's my pride and joy. I'm a sweet little baby. He's my little lover boy. I love my baby, heart and soul. Love like ours won't never grow old. He's my sweet little thing. He's my pride and joy. I'm his sweet little baby. He's my little lover boy. Oh, I love my baby, he's long and lean. You mess with him, you see a woman get mean. He's a sweet little thing. He's my pride and joy. He's my sweet little baby. He's my little lover boy. Well, I love my baby like the finest of wine. Stick with him until the end of time. He's my sweet little thing. He's my pride and joy. My sweet little baby. He's my little lover boy. Well, you heard about love giving sight to the blind. My baby's loving cause the sun to shine. He's my sweet little thing. He's my pride and joy. I'm a sweet little baby. He's my little lover boy. He's my sweet little baby, my little lover boy. I'm a sweet little baby, he's my little lover boy.